Hello and welcome to the Fuso Insiders podcast, your go-to source for all things Fuso. I am Morningstar and I'm excited to be your host for today. Here with me is
Sam Risco again. Hi guys.
And Flourish, how you guys doing?
Fuso is Federal University of Health Sciences Osogbo, and we're here to bring you the latest gist throughout this week from beginning to the end. So, Sam, what do you have for us this week?
This week, last week, not a lot happened because thankfully we're on holidays. Praise the Lord. But yeah, we're on holidays right now, and school is quite quiet. Actually, very peaceful so far. There's not been a lot happening, except if you're a 200 level MBBS student, because so they wiped those guys. They had some big biochem test that we'll speak about. Then also this week they're expecting to be the screening for the next set, and then we have some news from around Nigeria, I guess, other universities, because we're too much for this country. So what do you have for us, Flourish?
Well, you said nothing much has happened. We're on break currently. Bro, this school they pipe everybody. Food no day, Gary don't finish, bro.
Oh, Gary don't finish.
But we're surviving and we hope to resume soon. I don't know, is it just me? And some of us have started reading anatomy already.
Some slides.
I caught Femi. But yeah, it's good preparation for what is to come. From what we've heard, it's not going to be an easy journey. But thankfully, God is going to help us, and we know we're going to be fine. That's the 200 level, the new 200 level students. 200 level what B? Are we B or A?
Yeah. That's a bit confusing because like the 200 level, the main 200, the former 200 level, 200 level A. The first set, the pioneer sets have not finished their MBBS program yet, MBBS students. So they're 200 level A now, and then they have 200 level there. Also their setting is kind of. And it's just, well, we'll see how people work it out.
Yeah. So starting what happened the past week, we had the biochem test, which we saw a lot of students preparing for rigorously. Sam, what do you have to say about that?
Can you call that in a test? I saw that script and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is an exam. Because how do you have a test that section A, section B, section C? As that like it's an in-course. That's the only word for it. Because test/exam/wiping, I don't know. Fuso takes this very seriously. Actually, their in-courses it's quite tough. I'm sure that the level, the standard they're trying to set, it's really high. Because the VC keeps hammering on that it's a world-class university, and well, it shows in some ways. And I hope results come out fine. That's the most important thing. Like I saw guys really preparing hard for it, so hope everything works out well for them. Hope results are good.
Yeah, so speaking of results and the school issues, today, Monday, is supposed to be the screening for new intakes. That was supposed to say new intakes getting today. And there's been a lot of confusion about what documents they are to bring in and about how they are to comport themselves and how they are to go about the entire screening process. Judging from my experience though, when I came for the screening, you must remember that you must be very well dressed because VC is obviously, or the panel that are supposed to be is obviously they're obviously great men who want to see people that are serious with the profession. So once you're already badly dressed, I believe that's already a huge turn off for them. They must remember to be punctual. Please be punctual. Please be punctual. Please. There are a lot of people that are going to be coming in because Fuso is becoming a very big household name around this side. So please be punctual. Then, if I was also give an advice, I would like you to comport yourself, please. You should show no shakiness when you're in front of the panel. They want to see people who are confident. We had cases of screening participants who came in and they were a bit jittery on the spot. So please, that should also come in handy. Then please do not forget your documents and the appropriate photocopies to make for every one of these, and it promises to be very, very nice ride for you.
If you need to get passports, I think that's very important. You need to make sure you get photocopies. That's so important because I remember on my screening experience, I was running between town coming back because we didn't really have enough business centers around here. So I had to go to town. I'll go make passport, come back, tell me no, I need this document. I'll go to town, make photocopies, come back again. It was really stressful time. So if you listen to this the morning before your screening, just try to make sure that all your documents are in order. If you need to go get something, go get it on time. Try to just arrange because there are business centers on the road from school. You can always find somewhere to print out quickly and come back. If you're doing it on Tuesday too, you just make sure your things are arranged together because once you get there, if you have any sort of confusion, you can be a demerit to your points. Also, you can also remember to listen to our last week's podcast. We just spoke about the screening there and gave some tips and some advice too. So if you need to listen to anything more, you can go check out last podcast too.
Yeah, so speaking of good behavior, a new trend came out this week on TikTok. We called it the what? Surround challenge. Yeah. And we had an issue of a student of, I think, Madonna University also, who took part in the surround challenge and was presumably expelled from the university. Guys, that's a very controversial case. What do you think about that?
Okay. Well, my thoughts on it. I think she was a bit extreme, judging that she was in the school's hostel and not in her house. Like there are limits to what you can do in the school hostel, right? And obviously, it's going to blow up. You're in the school and you release that kind of video.
If you're not in the loop, there was a student at Madonna University who released a video of herself on the sling challenge on TikTok. Apparently half nude, basically, for parts of the video. Like, it was just very extra. Like, the sling challenge is already a very 18 plus kind of challenge. But this was like 25. I don't know what to say. It was just an extra, and it really trended all around the school.
Yeah, and in a private university, so obviously she was going to get penalized for it. And I don't know if I should say the school was a bit extreme.
Yeah.
With the punishment, but I think it's best to curb this kind of ideas and practices in the school so that it doesn't spread. I don't know. That's what I think. Samuel.
As video was trending, people were already trending her as the Madonna girl. So I feel like the school also felt like the reputation was taking it immediately because it's the Madonna girl kind. Like once I say people are associating her with like Madonna, and I'm sure like the school was something like the reputation first of all, like what parents think about them and all this kind of stuff. But the video really trended, and especially in the school, I saw videos of see guys walking around, many of them with their phones. And I check all of them. It's all of them. It's just that girl. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going home to their parents like, I home dad, I'm no longer going to the university. And what happened? I posted one video on TikTok and like that kind of like
honestly like
they were like
all that parents
when they actually want to see the video like all those
yeah. So for the controversial topic, we would actually like to get a matured view on this. Francis, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I don't know. I think they are already setting a standard, obviously. I heard this fact about, I think they don't use phones there or something. Is it that school or another school? There are so many rules about that school. I have friends there who tell me they are very strict in that school. And now to know the school you are coming from and to post something like that. Universities certify people in character and learning, not just your learning now, but your character and what you post to the outside world. You remember, so I don't know, there was a time VC mentioned the case of a staff that had an issue outside the school with some kind of persons outside that cost them their job in school here. So the university systems usually are very strict concerning their own reputation too. So I don't know, I wouldn't say that's too extreme, but the lady knew what she did before. So it got the hype and the school had to react to it. That's the view I have on it. So
so just in case you're wondering, that is Francis. If also insider, and he was the first person we interviewed for the Student Spotlight. If you can remember that series. Yes, please
Francis,
do well and also follow that series on YouTube. Promises to be quite promising adventure. So still talking about student discipline, we had the case of the OAU student and the lecturer. Sam, take us away.
Again, this was trending on Twitter over the last week. Apparently, a student in OAU, he was a 200 level student, and he had braid, I think it was dreads or braids. But basically, all these kind of hairstyles. Like, he apparently wants a church where they don't allow cutting of hair. All these churches where he says has never been touched. So it was just natural hair was just braided, and that kind of hair. So he entered the wrong lecture hall apparently, and then as he was trying to leave, the lecturer called him back and refused to allow him to leave the hall. And he was confused, but the lecturer kept asking are you really a student? How can you be dressed like this? All those kind of, how people behave now. I feel like this is not something straight. Like Nigerians, once that, especially that kind of generation, when they see somebody that has uncommon hair, they just they say. So he started saying so that you will leave. He said giving students those kind of threats. He called security on the guy. Security came and started manhandling the guy. Then the students, well, it was just very crazy actually. And at some point, the students was recording him, so he appeared to punch the phone out of the guy's hand or assault him. And I think everybody that watched that video was like, "This is completely what kind of thing is this?" It was just, and I think the worst part for many of us, for me, it was his fellow students did nothing. They just kept watching the lecturer just do it. Some of them were even smiling, laughing, and it was really crazy. That kind of thing that happened, and then people were just the kind of power trip that people have, like it's just crazy.
Yeah. Based on my judgings from that video, it looked quite like a gory sight to see, because just my personal belief, I felt the lecturer was a bit extreme, like Sam had said. There was no reason for that altercation, and it was just kind of, I think it summarizes the power flux in Nigeria currently, based on people that are in higher positions trying to belittle people that are in lower positions. And I think that is something that should really be looked into or flourish. What do you think about it?
Well, like you said, I think this happens in like most universities where the lecturer just tries to show the student that we know they're the same level. I don't know if you get it, or like he's just trying to like put you down, or like just make you see him as something. And I don't know. But like mostly these lecturers are not even like very high ranking in the university. I don't know if you get, so like there's just this flex that they just want to flex like power or something, or authority on students, and it's really not necessary. It's really not good. So I think the school is going to take appropriate decision regarding the matter, and we'll get to know what happens.
Yeah. Concerning that, I think I saw a post from the school official Twitter account saying they've set up a panel to investigate that behavior, as it was uncalled for.
Does anything actually happen from these panels? I feel like we hear panels in Nigeria.
Myself don't face panels.
Like those panels, it's such a big goal. I don't know.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of that happening. So this week is the final week of the very short holiday, and we are expecting everybody back by Sunday.
It's like mixed feelings, because like, I really want my parents to send me my allowance, but like I also don't want to resume, and like I'm just so scared somehow about anatomy and everything, and I can feel the pressure coming already. But like, yeah,
there are lots of people at home right now that are really hoping and praying that, especially in my set, as the 200 level, the new 200 level said, that the school, their lectures will not start. Because in the matter of people that I've seen posts that they are not resumed, they are not coming back.
Honestly.
Yeah, there's so many people that are like reluctant to resume. And of course, why would you not be reluctant? You just left like literally like 4 or 5 days ago.
After 6 months in school.
Exactly.
Straight.
But what if lecture starts?
Yeah.
What if you, like, you're in 100 level B and so you're not 100 level B anymore, they're just 100 level. Congratulations, guys.
We are trying.
What if you're 100 level and Professor Danladi just decides to just give you a sudden test like the way he did when we resumed last semester in our first week, or was it our second week? Our first week of resumption, he called for a test for us, and I feel like a lot of lecturers can do that kind of stuff just to make sure people resume on time. And anything can happen, guys. I don't know. For a lot of us inside like Dr. Social, and I feel like biology girls too, people don't want to switch hostels too. Yeah. So if your accommodation ends up being in one room, that your room is very important. Like, some of us are suffered. But the room matter is actually very, like, getting a good room, getting a good accommodation. Like, I'm sure people that are in school that have, like, so like us that are here, people have been scouting. Like, I've seen serious scouting over that for good rooms. Because if the room doesn't have issue with the door, you have issue with socket. It doesn't have issue with socket. You have issue with rats. It doesn't have issue with rats. You have issue with like. Just trying to get somewhere that is comfortable for you. If you know. If you know, you know. I'm sure. And my lodge girls have told me that they don't plan on going to another hostel. So people are saying they don't want to go to another hostel. Like this, Zig is not going nowhere. Actually, I think just the 200 level faculty. Sorry, the 300 level faculty. This. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations, everybody. The new 200 level faculty of science, and I think just 200 level sets that are going to be shuffled around. So everybody if you can make your way back, that's well and good. If you can rest on time, if you need more rest, I feel like that's also well and good, because last semester was crazy, right? Yes.
So last semester was like, there are no words like to describe last semester in terms of academic performance, in terms of the overall stress. Like, at the point we thought we were superhuman, but at some point it took a toll on us. We wrote tests from the beginning of the week to the end of the semester when we started exams. Like, that is how bad it was. I felt like as if we were doing the Sharonari like the first semester.
So like, what I think is, it wasn't necessarily harder than first semester.
Yeah.
It's just that they were trying to like kind of rush us because we had wasted a lot of time in first semester, so the pressure was like a million times more.
Exactly.
And like
the stress took its toll on everybody.
We were writing an average of 2 tests a week, and it was really a lot. But we're here, we're fine, we're done with exams, and hopefully we enter MBPS.
Yeah, so
Wait, will results come out before?
Most likely not.
yeah, so speaking of 200 level MBBS, we've heard about a decrease in school fees. I don't know if you can confirm that information.
A decrease in school fees. I don't know if you can confirm that information though.
Yeah, I was hearing something around 300,000 for that's the current 200 level students. So
Yes.
it's not official, but
According to reports, that's
Yeah.
what we are hearing.
that's the gist.
So, but still at that, recently I had a lowdown on the amount of books we were to get for
Yeah,
current level. And I can say the school fees is not reducing.
yeah, actually.
You're still going to have to get some textbooks.
Our 200 MBBS students, if you guys can drop any insights for like you guys who we're gonna talk about it next week, any insights on how you like able to get your books, how you able to, because it feels like a lot. Like
Yeah, also, and the estimates.
Yeah.
Price.
Yeah.
and is it worth it to read on your? Is it worth it to read like in physical form? If any new 200 level hopefully or 200 level MBBS can just tell us like is it actually that much better than reading on your phone PDF? Because I feel like
I think it still boils down to like personal preference, because I'd rather read the book than read from my phone or
Yeah.
and for our 100 level B student.
No, just finish what you're saying.
And for our 100 level B, or sorry, 100 level students, if you guys can just look ahead and just know everything they solve, it's like you can start planning yourself now. But just wow.
Alright, Francis, maybe you can tell us a bit about getting our books and stuff.
Okay, well, I wouldn't say much about getting the books, but what I would say is if you can find your way around getting your hard copy textbooks, it will be best, because lecturers always advise to get them for so many reasons. One, you can develop a relationship with your textbook, like you can get addicted to your textbook such that you would always want to read it. So you can easily navigate through pages faster than you would on your phone. And most times, light issues, when you have light issue on your phone instead,
important.
you wouldn't have something to read, and all your slides are on your phone. So those that don't have textbooks or jottings now are stranded. So it's best. But the phone aspect is the fact that it's mobile, it's conducive and all that. So it's still based on preference, but the most advisable is to get your textbooks. But in a case where you don't have enough funds, you can choose to manage with your phones or your systems, and it will still work both ways. You can still get your good grades like that.
So I think that's mostly all for. Also, like based talking about resumption, we also heard about the resumption dates for people doing screening today. That is
The 2023-2024 set.
Yeah, 2024. We heard it to be next year, April 1st.
Yeah. Like Frank.
April Fool.
Welcome to school.
Yeah, I think it's very nice to see that Fuso is now finally getting like very organized and trying to use a very, very like sustainable school calendar, because we kind of had issues with the little bits. Yeah, we've had a kind of issues. And also, we've also heard of the introduction of new courses. Whoa!
Yeah, pharmacy and
nursing. Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Yeah, and MedLab.
And
Yeah.
MedLab.
MLS medical reps.
So it means more spaces, more students, and
I think we saw that there was also a new faculty created, faculty of
basic medical science.
basic medical science.
Wow.
Yeah.
So more faculties to be thrown to if you fail your exam. But don't mistake.
Hey, so good. Yeah, so
But
I
that's
think,
no joke.
I think Sam, Flourish, and Francis, we're looking forward to exciting times ahead.
Hopefully.
Very exciting times. Yeah, very exciting times. Yeah. So,
Around the country also, this weekend there were elections in Imo, Bayelsa, and Kogi states. Unfortunately, the elections were quite mad. I don't even know what to say at this point. Like INEC, I like you. Like it's just crazy. Like I feel like if you're from any of those states and you're following the election, I have some people from like a lot of people from Kogi, so some people from Imo, Bayelsa, some people that are like politically aware. It's just like sad to just see. I don't know. But hopefully things get better. I don't know. Results haven't been announced yet. Yeah, already like candidates are already asking for cancellation of the elections. It's just crazy. But hopefully things get better. So far it seems like APC has won 2 states and PDP has won. Yeah, PDP has won Bayelsa. Or they are leading in those states. But wait to see final news. Also, that mantra is not here to stop us. We can finally talk about what is really important. Chelsea played our match this week, and God did not shame us.
The VC has said it before on the matriculation that Fuso is like University of Sports. So yes, we are really going to be delving into this sports issue sometimes. But seeing as it's holiday like season, like it's also like a very nice time to get relaxed.
Recently, things are taking a turn for the better in football. I think the last 2 match game weeks, especially this holiday game weeks, have been so entertaining. Like, but we've had guys like especially from Doctor Social, like, because that's where we are. But go entirely to view like the viewing center in groups and just go watch and enjoy yourselves. Because holidays feel like that now. But even in Dandy Hostel and the other guys hostel, I don't know where the girls watching hostels. Guys, try the watch match. But it's just been really fun. Chelsea and Man City played this weekend on Sunday, and you know, 4-4. What's it beautiful game?
An absolute pure classic.
As in. There were also games in futsal too, I believe. The academic staff and non-academic staff had a match against each other.
The entertaining match, so that I believe ended 3-1 in favor of the non-academic staff. So, also on things happening this week, there was also a video that circulated around social media in which friends actually had an argument, and one was mistakenly cut with a knife.
Was it really a mistake?
Like we're not there, so it can like go that way. So we don't know for sure, but what we know is that somebody's hand was cut with a knife, and the bleeding was massive, and it was a truly like gory sight to see. I don't even know what to say about it. Francis, what do you think?
They watched her die. She bled all over the whole floor.
Yeah, she bled out.
Probably she didn't know what to do, or I don't know. But there were a lot of comments about that video. In fact, there were ladies. Somebody was obviously recording the whole scene till the lady died, and now those wicked ladies will now mop the blood off the floor when they that was bad. First of all, why would she fight with somebody with a knife? First,
I feel like the African will not allow that.
Thank you. Run away. I will beg. I will literally beg you, please. Sharp. Then secondly, you were caught. Probably maybe she didn't know enough or she didn't know what to do. Her first instinct was to occlude the area and stop the bleeding. Maybe she never knew a cut on her hand would lead her to death. Yeah, so maybe she didn't even occlude it. Nobody helped her. Another thing, she would have gone to look for help if nobody was going to help her, but none of those things happened, and we lost the lady.
We actually have some safety tips here in case you eventually find yourself in this kind of situation. First thing you can do is just first of all make sure you don't move the injured person unless it's needed, unless it's very necessary to avoid any further injury at that point, because you never know like the extent of the damage. Unless you're a trained medical professional. Most of us in this kind of scenario will just be roommates and just can't allow this kind of thing to happen. Then this next most important thing to do is to stop the bleeding. Make sure you apply pressure with your hands. You need to expose the hand to find out where the bleeding is coming from. Then apply firm, steady pressure to the bleeding side with both hands if possible. You need to apply, if possible, you can apply some dressing and then press it down. So the reason for pressure is to make sure that bleeding stops. Like I feel like that should have been the most important thing for those girls to think. Like plug the leak is a very I think it's a common sense kind of thing. Then you apply a tourniquet, and what that does is it does basically wrap around, if the bleeding is at the wrist, just slightly higher than the wrist, you place the tourniquet 2-3 inches closer to the top, closer to the body, you wrap the body around, then you pull, basically tie the hand to apply pressure, use a cloth or a rope. The most important thing to do is just secure the hand. Put the tourniquets, the tourniquet is just basically a cloth that you wrap around the hand and you tie tightly to make sure the bleeding stops and blood doesn't keep flowing and the person doesn't bleed out to death. Then you need to make sure you move any clothes from around the wound, make sure that there's not more than one injury there, any obvious debris. If you have any sterile gauze or clean cloth, you can use your hand to press it down and stop it from bleeding. Then if possible, you can leave the wound above heart level. This is after you've stopped, if I've applied pressure and stopped bleeding from coming out, then help the injured person lie down if possible. Find help, please. If you're somewhere that there's no if you're in a hostel here, you can always find the hostel master or somebody. There's a clinic here. You can call the nurse, or if you have the number available, if you don't have anybody around you, call 112. That's Nigerian emergency helpline, and then hopefully you'll be able to get somebody online to respond to you. But most important thing, don't just sit down there and let somebody die. Don't just let somebody bleed. Don't just start like panicking and extreme. And lives are important. Lives are very important.
Yeah. And also, please, when someone's that kind of situation, I feel like there's a lot more you can do than carrying your phone to video. Because we are begging you. If someone is in that kind of situation, we know you want to trend. Please, there's a lot more you can do than carrying your phone to start videoing the person. You basically watched how the little girl went from fully fit to staggering to sitting down, and somebody was still there videoing her. Please, thank you. This is the social media. We know you want to have the most views on these issues, but please save a life. Life over fame. Please.
I feel like she would have even had more views or more likes if she had if she had video herself like trying to save the girl. Because like she just literally watched. Well, we don't know even if it was a she said that was videoing, but like they just watched honestly. Just try to keep like that
follow peace
synergy. Yeah.
And if someone come with knife,
run.
Yeah.
Even if you are like a Man City fan and you're pained, but like avoid the fight.
Yeah, so I guess that brings the wrap to today's episode. Please do well to go on our social media platforms and please follow us there. Please do well to also like and share this video with your friends when you hear it. Don't forget, so is Federal University of Health Sciences Otukpo, and this brings an end to today's Monday Scoop. I'll sign out with this. Shizal of Otukpo, we're bringing our sound to the other side, you see. Until then, stay curious, stay engaged, stay creative, and most importantly, don't forget, stay fly.
Bring Gary for us.